Good afternoon. My name is Jonathan Rifkin, Director of Strategic Partnerships for the Green Electronics Council.
Good afternoon. I'm Melanie Bauer, EPEAT Program Director, and Jonathan and I are going to present to you on EPEAT.
Thank you. During this presentation, I'm going to give you an overview of the EPEAT system.
And then I'll talk about why EPEAT is relevant to manufacturers or ICT brands, as well as purchasers, and I'll also talk about the EPEAT conformity assurance process.
Thanks. The EPEAT program is a definitive global registry for green electronics, and it's the flagship program of the Green Electronics Council. We have a 10-year history and a reputation as one of the most comprehensive and credible tools out there for purchasers trying to purchase green electronics. Though this presentation will focus mostly on the EPEAT program, it is also important to note that GEC focuses on other important areas of interest to the ITC community. Ongoing work in areas such as sustainable cloud computing, social impacts, and e-waste are also a part of our portfolio. At a later date, we would encourage those interested in these issues to please contact us to learn more about our work in these areas. It is clear that sustainable electronics matter. Electronic products have a significant impact on the environment at all stages of their life cycle, from production to use and through end of life. This slide demonstrates some of those impacts. For example, 80% of an electronic product's impact comes from production. Thousands of gallons of water are used to manufacture just one computer's components. 40% of heavy metals in U.S. landfills come from discarded electronics. E-waste volumes are projected to increase 33% in 2017 compared to 2013. And the U.S. EPA states that if all PCs sold in the U.S. met Energy Star, savings could top $1 billion per year. EPEAT was created to address these types of environmental impacts, and it's a great tool to achieve and demonstrate benefit. So what is EPEAT? EPEAT is a tool for identifying environmentally preferable electronics. It is a leading resource for enterprise, small and medium business, government, and institutional purchasers seeking electronic products designed to reduce environmental impact. EPEAT was designed to provide marketplace rewards for innovation by recognizing products that reduce environmental and health impacts, enable product comparisons based on environmental attributes, make purchasing based on environmental criteria simple and clear. The most visible aspect of EPEAT is our registry of 4,000 products that meet the environmental criteria in the standard we use. We have participation from more than 60 manufacturers, and we are active in more than 40 countries. EPEAT has 3 active product categories. These include PCs and displays, imaging equipment, and televisions. We're excited to announce that in the approaching months, we'll also be launching a new product category for mobile phones, and soon after, for servers. The mere inclusion of a product on the registry suggests a high level of environmental performance. Products are rated as bronze, silver, and gold. EPEAT standards are comprised of anywhere from approximately 41 to 50 rigorous environmental criteria, some of which are required criteria and some optional. Bronze products must meet all required criteria. Silver and gold rated products meet all required criteria, but also meet an increasingly aggressive percentage of optional criteria. EPEAT standards are developed via voluntary consensus-based process with independent SDOs. All relevant stakeholders are included in the development of standards and in the maintenance of the registry. Standards used in EPEAT cover the product lifecycle, including design, manufacturing, use, end-of-life, and corporate criteria. The graphic above outlines various criteria used in EPEAT standards, such as environmentally sensitive materials, material selection, design for end-of-life, product longevity, life cycle extension, energy conservation, end-of-life management, corporate performance, packaging, consumables, and indoor air quality. Now, for manufacturers, one of the advantages of EPEAT is that it references other standards and regulatory requirements. You can see EPEAT includes reference to Energy Star, RoHS, REACH, the WEEE directive and battery directive, ISO 14001, are all incorporated into EPEAT. EPEAT reduces the effort that manufacturers have to make in order to show their products are environmentally preferable. Now, Melanie will tell you about wide-ranging global support for
So EPEAT is used by a wide variety of stakeholders throughout the world. And our stakeholders include the makers of electronic products. EPEAT's used by both large manufacturers as well as smaller makers of products like PCs, purchasers in all sectors, as well as environmental NGOs. Some of the purchasers who rely on EPEAT include national governments, states and provinces, cities, and enterprises, including healthcare enterprises, banks and others in the finance sector, and retailers. EPEAT is used in 44 countries currently, and many governments specify EPEAT in their procurement policies. The countries that are bolded in this table are countries where EPEAT is referenced in procurement policies, either in part and full. And EPEAT continually adds countries to the registry of products as manufacturer infrastructure and capacity allows for. It's important to note that EPEAT adoption supports local best practices. EPEAT registration is country-specific, and that makes a big difference when it comes to criteria on end of life as well as other service-related criteria, because these types of systems vary from country to country. The fact that EPEAT's country-specific means that manufacturers might meet end-of-life criteria, for example, in one country, but not another. EPEAT recognizes that these types of criteria have specific geographic considerations. The next several slides talk about the assurance process. So this is the process that manufacturers and conformity assurance bodies go through to get their products onto the EPEAT registry, and how the EPEAT program ensures that the claims made on the registry are credible and accurate. So how does the EPEAT assurance process work? It's effectively a declare and verify system. Manufacturers go through some upfront checking, which we call a desk review. It's like a desk audit, which is conducted by a GEC-approved conformity assurance body. And once a manufacturer has gone through this desk audit process, they're able to make claims that their products meet the criteria in EPEAT without direct oversight from their conformity assurance body. The manufacturer's ability to make claims without direct oversight is counterbalanced by rigorous ongoing surveillance of registered products. During this ongoing surveillance, an independent panel makes decisions on conformance without knowing the manufacturer's identity. And if nonconformances are found during the surveillance process, they of course have to be fixed, either through a manufacturer unregistering the product or adjusting the claim that is made on the registry. The EPEAT conformity assurance model of trust and verify was developed with stakeholders as part of the creation of EPEAT. And it was intentionally developed to be an alternative to certification, and was designed to reflect the challenges of conformity assessment in the electronics industry. A single electronic device can be made of components from hundreds of suppliers, contain restricted and hazardous substances, and is subject to regulatory requirements at each stage of its life cycle. And it's also an industry where even the most innovative technologies can become outdated rather quickly. So the EPEAT assurance model was designed to be flexible enough to accommodate the electronics industry. We do also find that this model of assurance provides a really high degree of credibility, with demonstrated rates of nonconformance below 4%. This slide shows the number of EPEAT registered products that are sold in a single year. And as you can see, it's a pretty large number. It's over 130 million products sold in 2014. And these large numbers in turn translate to some really significant environmental benefits. This slide shows examples of the environmental impacts from the purchase of over 860 million EPEAT registered PCs and displays between the years 2016 and 2014. So the purchase of these environmentally preferable products resulted in a reduction of 130 million megawatt hours of electricity, 24 million metric tons of greenhouse gas emissions, and over 97,000 metric tons of toxic materials.
Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate the opportunity to tell you a little bit about the EPEAT program.
Our contact information is listed here on this slide, and please don't hesitate to reach out with any follow-up questions.
Thank you very much.